into the boards.
I love me some hockey talk to kick off the show. This is what I like to do. See, chilling with Chase. You guys don't get the countdowns. You don't get Steve
I didn't
doing
even
great
know he
introductions.
started.
Yeah, I start when I want to start. This is my show, damn it. This is my show on the Around the Point Network. It's my turn now. You know?
Yeah.
What is up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you the Chillin' with Chase show on the Around the Point Network every Saturday, whenever the fuck I feel like it. And this is how this show goes. We don't do a topic lineup. I don't have like anything set in stone. I let me and my guests. You're hanging out with us. You're hanging out with us. You guys are the show. You guys ask me questions, and whatever questions you guys ask, we go. That's how this show goes. That's how this show operates. That's it. I ain't going to do this whole. All right, guys, let's talk about what happened on SmackDown last night. No, that's what Around the Point is for. That's what all these other shows Steve does for. This show, you guys are chilling with me, so please ask your questions around the way. If you guys want to super chat as well, that does help out the channel. But anyways, we got the parlay paralyzer, Big Mike. We got Mr. FMC himself, Caden Lee. Guys, I know you guys are watching some hockey right now. What's going on? There was some Red Wings controversy. What was going on? I don't know hockey. I know I gotta tell you what's up because ESPN Plus is charging me of a pay-per-view that I have not even purchased yet, apparently.
Wow. But yeah, so they were on the power play, which is a 5-on-4 advantage, and then it cleared. So the guy that was in the penalty box came out the penalty box. He was on a breakaway. Larkin came in. He checked them. They're looking at the replay right now. Oh no, it wasn't.
Damn it, Mike.
Big Mike's internet is battling him, and here's heel Steven now. The person who's not the host of this show. I'm the host. So Steve pisses me off. He's out of here. That's just how it goes. But anyways, Big Mike was explaining what a power play was. Thank you, Dolores, for the congratulations. Look, you guys don't get me every single episode. I'm on the West Coast. Steve's on the East Coast. You know, it's just timing wise. I can't be on for all these shows. I can't be on for SAD or anything of that nature. So I said, Steve, you know, if you guys want Chase Oliver, you got to give me my own show. You got to give me Chilling with Chase on the Around the Point Network. And that's what we're doing. So, yeah, you guys just shoot your questions away, and the boys will also answer them. Just like my good friend John is asking, how do I feel about Islam versus Volk tonight? You know, the card itself sucks. This is one of the worst UFC cards I've ever seen. There's only 2 good fights on the card. But the main event itself, I do feel like Volkanovski does have a good chance. It's just I'm tired of doubting Islam Makhachev. I've been doubting him way too many times. It's time to just say he's going to win. It's time for just to say, hey, he's going to win this fight. He's going to go ahead and retain his UFC lightweight title. I want Volkanovski to win because I like Volk. I think he's a great fighter. Volk has this confidence, though. I really like how his body language is before this fight. I really liked how he looked at the weigh-ins. Islam looked like shit at the weigh-ins, man. He looked like thin and bones. He did not even look like he wanted to be there. So I do like Volkanovski for this fight, but I think I'm predicting Islam to win. Steve, you're the only other UFC expert here. What do you got?
I'm predicting here that Alexander Volkanovski gets it done.
I hope he does.
I think he does. I think he is gonna. His size will come into an advantage tonight. Is he gonna get taken down by Islam? Yes.
Yeah, most likely.
But I do get the feeling we're not gonna get like Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar, UFC 121 right back up on his feet. But he's gonna find a way to get back up on his feet. It's gonna get to a point in this fight. By the time we're in round 3, like the whole Islam team like could be like, what the fuck? Okay, what are we gonna do? What do we do here? Like they're gonna be fucking just all over the place.
And then people need to remember too, Khabib Nurmagomedov's not in the corner for Islam tonight. He's done. He retired. He's retired from MMA just in general. He said, "Nope, I am done with MMA altogether." So that's going to be interesting. Caden, are you excited to watch this fight, or are you not watching tonight?
Probably not watching. I don't know. I might.
That's
watch.
number 1 versus number 2, Caden. This is like if Kenny Omega and Roman Reigns ever fought.
No, it's like if like Roman Reigns fought GHC
Who?
that that guy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Yeah, this is like if Okada and Roman Reigns were like, oh, let's decide who the best in the world is right now.
I really could not give. I could not give more of a fuck
monumental
about this
fight
because I just don't care.
It's a good fight. Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkanovski.
Yes.
We also got Josh Emmett and Yair Rodriguez. Good fight. Yair Rodriguez and Josh Emmett. That's like an independent wrestling match, Caden. You would love that fight.
Cool.
Word. At the high school gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah. People super excited.
The rope cable being all crooked, the canvas being a trash bag covering it.
Why are you, Steve? Why are you shitting on my business?
I'm not. I'm just saying, you know.
I literally worked an independent show last night, and you're just like shitting on indies.
No, listen. Now, let me just say this right now. You know you're at a good indie when the ring makes weird sound when someone takes a bump.
Like an earthquake, man. You got to check to see if an earthquake happened.
You know you had a good indie show if the ropes are crooked. They're like this almost, right? They're like this almost and shit, right? That's when you know you're at a good indie. If you don't see that,
you're a shit indie who doesn't know how to fucking set up.
That's how you know you're at a good indie. If you don't see that, leave. You get your money back, leave. For real.
Dolores, I hope you enjoy watching the Jersey J Cup. Steve, weren't you going to go to that? You were saying, I might not
want to miss UFC.
Yeah, said I might not watch the UFC tonight because I got to go watch Jersey J Cup.
You know, I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it, but then I realized Jersey City parking and all that other bullshit.
Who did I predict to win this?
And then I was
Romeo asked.
Then I was like,
I'm not gonna be here.
Okay, you all don't play clips when I'm fucking talking.
This
is the Chillin with Chase show. This is the Chillin with Chase show. Goddamn it!
Yeah, Steve's fucking producing.
Oh my god, you're producing on my show?
Oh, they're opening with Alex Shelley versus Jordan Oliver.
Okay, so I chose the winner for the J Cup because I don't watch GCW like that, but I chose Deppen. Tony Deppen.
Me too.
He's gonna lose in the first fucking round.
I chose Tony Deppen too.
I don't know who he is.
In the first round.
Okay, there's no way he's facing Leo Rush. Doesn't this guy like retire every time? Like
they like Leo. They like Leo.
No, I think Tony Deppen. I like his name.
I also don't think Leo's ever.
I was gonna choose my cousin Jordan Oliver, but I didn't feel like choosing my cousin this time around, so I went with Mr. Tony Deppen.
I have in the first round. I have Speedball, Commander, Blake Christian, Cole Radrick, Billy Starks, Jordan Oliver, Joey Janela, and Leo Rush all winning the first round matchups, and I have Speedball Mike Bailey winning the whole thing.
I don't know. Would they push Mike Bailey? He's more of a TNA guy. Impact Wrestling.
I predict.
Yeah, I think because Speedball is a big. I think because they're bringing back the J Cup for the first time in a while. I think they want to put it on a bigger name who's very well known right now across the Indies. Speedball and Gresham, actually, the first round matchup between them two. That's also going to be on Countdown to No Surrender on I don't know what fucking day that is. Impact. Whenever Impact has that pay-per-view. So, yeah, they're going to be on the Countdown to No Surrender. So, this is match 1, and they're going to have the rematch at No Surrender. So, I think that's already interesting that they're going to do that. But Speedball's a big name. He won Bola this year, Battle of Los Angeles at PWG.
When is he going to face Danny Garcia? 5 years from now?
They got to have that match eventually.
Garcia's still the PWG champ, right?
Did they have it in Bola?
I wouldn't know.
They might have.
No.
Well,
Garcia, remember the JASS just showed up. They just showed up.
I think Garcia was in Bola.
I don't know. He didn't defend the PWG championship.
Armand,
I would not know what parking in Jersey City is like. I know what parking in LA is like.
It's a pain in the ass. It's like LA, pain in the ass.
The street parking.
Street parking, yeah. A lot of these spots will pick like those like parking spots. You can pay like what, $5, $20, whatever the fuck it may be.
$20.
Yeah,
that's not too bad. You make that money, Steve.
I picked Blake Christian to win, even though I don't think he's winning the whole thing.
No, man. All I know is that I'm more of a genius at New Japan than Caden and Steve. You know, I got 7 points last night. It does not matter. You still got 0 points. That's all that matters. I was busy too, and I submitted picks, so which means I was correct. So I got to my 7 points. I am doing well with my
Wait, I want to
7.
look and see who I would
fell
have picked.
asleep.
I am chipping away.
Caden, it doesn't matter who you're gonna pick. It doesn't count.
Yeah, because you
I'm
just
can't give you some imaginary point.
It already happened.
I was going to pick Hikuleo. I was going to pick this
I was
guy.
picking Jay White. I had Jay White winning.
Oh, I had
I had Jay White winning.
No way. Jay White was leaving. He's gone. He's out of here.
I thought Hikuleo because Jay White still has the match next weekend on the 18th against against Eddie Kingston. So I thought that they were gonna have Jay White a bit like leave. But I thought he was gonna leave in a few months or like in another month or so. Oh God, I don't know if I'm meeting up with Raj Giri tonight. I'm still
careful.
To figure that out.
Be careful.
But if I am, we're gonna have a conversation about
Let's
this.
chase it. Let's chase it.
I'll say this, man. Look, he messed up. He just didn't know what the camera is. I feel that's more on AEW's production team to tell the referees.
It's more on his team than Takeshita, 100%.
Yeah, like it was pretty bad. Like it was just like he was like. You could see it happening.
They did it again.
Think it was as bad as the
2
Moxley
weeks in a row.
one week before. The Moxley one was way worse. That one I could see if you pause it right and we have replays. In the 90s, you didn't have that, right? You couldn't like pause it and rewind and watch that shit multiple times. I didn't notice it in my first watch. I had to watch that clip like 5 times to even see him hand the blade. It took a few watches for me to find that. It was
I saw that the first minute. Oh,
when MJF was pounding him in the head, he was holding the blade like this, getting pounded.
Again, I didn't like on. Did you catch that, Mike? Did you watch that on first watch or when you
first
rewatched
watch? Yes, I was
like,
look at this
I
guy
didn't
holding the
see that at
blade.
all. I did not catch it at all. I think Takeshita, I don't know if he's ever bladed.
I see him cut himself, but I saw him hold like he literally had the blade like this out in the open, getting like. I thought
he was holding. I thought he was holding.
That's more
MJF's
fault. Like once he bladed, Max should have like given him time to give it back to the ref really quickly. I don't think Max gave him the time.
That can also be a thing too.
It's one of those things. It's a production issue. It's not really a wrestler issue. It's like more of the cameras.
The one thing I'll say though is I'll give leeway to production. Like I know people are shitting on them because they did it 2 weeks in a row. Because last week they did it with Mox. Mox was bad. This week, if you're in the production truck, a lot of people don't understand the stresses of being in the production truck. You're not as we are watching one screen, right? All of us, we're watching one specific screen. Production is watching 50. And they're worrying about getting graphics up, and they're worrying about getting replays, and they're worrying about timing. This
is why they're not Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn would never let this happen. He would have been
Kevin Dunn has missed a million things.
It
is extremely
quick cut. He would have been on that shit.
The difference between that is like Kevin Dunn doesn't have to worry about catching those little things, and he's missed a lot of shots, and he's gotten a lot of things wrong, like where he's gotten zoomed in on like stupid fucking things that expose things before. He's done that multiple times. It is extremely hard to live produce a wrestling show, and you're not looking for the blade. You're not looking at that specific like tiny thing. Where us at home, we're zoomed in on one thing, right? So we're more like we can notice that. Whereas in production, you're not going to notice something like that because you have a billion different things going on at once. So I will say, I think people are blowing it out of proportion because I don't think it matters. Like we all know he bladed. So what's the difference if we see the blade? Like I think like it sucks. It breaks immersion a little bit. But I think the whole thing about like shitting on it and creating this huge controversy, I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, sure, say like, oh, I wish they didn't get that in the shot. But going on about it days after, like,
this is what happens when there's no news in wrestling, Kate, and people have to talk about the little details and intricacies and stuff like that. Let's read what good Dolores says. But again, I can't feel bad for them missing things that are part of their job to pay attention to, which is true.
That's actually not their job. That is not their job. Their job is not Their job is not to pay attention to if somebody's blading and to hide that. Their job is to make sure that they do not miss the number one rule in sports production and this is what they teach you in sports production. And remember, I'm in a class too about this. That's why I'm very like heated about this idea.
It's not like I got my master's or anything. Yeah, man. Okay.
Chase, did you take a TV sports production class?
Yeah, it's not like I got my master's in marketing communications or
But
anything.
my question is, did you take a TV sports
Yeah, it's not like I got my master's or anything.
Did you take a TV sports production class?
Yeah, it's not like I got my master's or anything.
Yes or no?
He just answered his question.
Yes,
He answered it.
I got my master's. Do you think I got my master's and they didn't make me take a TV class?
But I'm asking TV sports production.
Yes.
TV, period. TV.
But
everything.
There's a difference between I'm asking specifically about TV sports production.
Yes, I've taken them all, Caden.
Okay.
I got my master's.
I thought you were being sarcastic. I thought you were being like, well,
no, it's not like I got my master's. I know what you're saying, but it's on production's job to know when wrestlers are going to do certain things. They're smarter than that.
The only time I'll say it was the wrestler's fault.
They should know. Yeah. They should know, but at the same time, if you get back there in the room, you're in the truck, they're not looking for those intricacies. They're trying to make sure they don't miss action. So I think that's partially up to the wrestlers, to where the wrestlers need to know, hey, because they know when the camera is on them. Because there is a red light above the camera. That means the camera is on you right now. So I think it's a mixture. First, production, yes, they need to know, hey, this is when you're going to cut. And that's something that you need. I think the production and the talent, when they go over matches,
this is why AEW needs a
conjunction on this. They need to communicate. Moxley needs to say, hey, this is when I'm
He's been in the Fed too, and he can't communicate with the camera still. Come on, man.
Listen, there's only one time. There was only one time. Let me finish. Well, I don't know. Let's get that way. There's only one time I remember when it was a wrestler's fault. One time only. Adam Cole Revolution, when he fucked up the hard cam. Remember that? Remember? It came out with a Halo gear.
Yeah,
you got it wrong.
I get why he did it. They had the opposite hard cam on that show. But I think if you're a wrestler, you need to, part of a wrestler's job is to communicate with commentary, communicate with production. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. Make sure you get that shot. Make sure you don't get this shot. So if you're going to blade in a match, you need to tell production, this is where I'm going to blade about this time in this spot. So don't get me. You need to do that. That's part of what a wrestler. It's a mixture. It's both. Production needs to say like, and they're on a delay. They are on a little bit of a delay, so production can figure something. I'm sure that they could find a way to cut that out if they needed to, and go to a different shot and make sure that, like, as soon as you see him grab the blade, cut to a different fucking shot. I agree with that. They should immediately cut somewhere else and don't stay on the fucking shot. That's what I have an issue with, is that they stay on the shot. Cut it. I get if you mess up and accidentally get it on them.
The NBA on ESPN. They want to just make sure that they were watching the NBA on ESPN. They want to just make sure that the games are going good. They have parlays. They're betting right there. The production truck, they're betting. They're making some bets.
You gotta change the shot. I agree with that. But I think it's also part of a wrestler's responsibility is to make it clear, this is when I'm going to do it. And also, don't do it in the middle of the fucking ring. Like Moxley likes to blade in the middle of the ring. Cover over, then do it. Like roly-poly, know when the camera is not on you, because you, as a wrestler, you should know when the camera is on you.
Dolores is right on this, man. So AEW misses shots during the match, but can record a blading. That shit pisses me off. Yeah, that's the thing. Like
they miss. The missing shots one pisses me off more. They should know when the spot is coming. That angers me more than them getting the blading.
John makes a valid point here, man.
Chase, it's also a slow week when the story going around was 300 people calling the Long Island Police Department after MJ's promo on Liv. What is
that was true. Like I do know that was true.
Yeah, I just don't know what these wrestling fans are doing. What's it going to do?
The same thing happened in 1996 when the NWO was beating people up backstage. People were calling the police.
Good.
They had to move a whole wrestle. They had to move a whole WrestleMania because they thought Sergeant Slaughter was going to get his head blown off. Remember that? Like at the Coliseum, it was supposed to happen at the Coliseum. They thought Sergeant Slaughter was going to actually get killed, and so that's how wrestling was back in the day. Like wrestlers would actually. I don't know. Were fans trolling? Does anyone know who called? Were they just like trolling, be like, "Oh, there's this guy."
The sensitive wrestling fans, you know. There's the
I think there
sensitive
were
control.
fans that I think there were fans who were just kind of like, maybe this is true, and they just bought into it. Fans are fucking stupid. I say this all the time. Wrestling fans are fucking idiots.
Yeah, that's a horrible story. That's
It
like
is fun.
That's
I will say, I really like that fans did this. It's fun. It adds something to it. It's harmless. It takes up 5 seconds of a call. It's people saying they're wasting police resources. No, they're not. It's fine.
No.
It's harmless.
I've seen police resources be wasted doing other things, man. Like
yes,
they don't do that much anyways. I'm gonna be honest when I say that. Police don't do that much anyways.
Outrage.
They just
They're so outraged that fans would do this. Who cares? It's fun. I like this. I like that there's at least that MJF has bought in. Like, did y'all see the clip? I think I sent it in the group chat a few weeks ago when MJF was getting on an elevator and he told the fans, he was like, "If you get on this fucking elevator with me right now, I will beat your ass." You remember, Big Mike? I think I sent that in the chat. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. No,
I saw the video, and there's like a girl in the background was like, "That's how he treats his fans."
She really shows how much he cares for his fans. I'm like, guys, that's the fucking point.
You know, though, with speaking of fans and wrestlers, did you all see that clip of Rey Mysterio? He had no mask on, and then these fans with all these stupid Rey Mysterio Funko Pops were all trying to ask Rey Mysterio to sign it, and Rey was all like, "Yeah, and I sign it so you guys can make money and stuff like that." And this one guy's like, "Rey, I've been a fan of yours since 1980." And I'm like, "Damn, you went to Tijuana like when Rey was a teenager wrestling and stuff." Asking
Rey didn't start wrestling until like 1992.
Yeah, and then also too, it's like, you know, and then in that second part of the video, they're dissing Rey for wearing Gucci. Like, "Oh, Rey has all this money. What's it matter if he signed?" I'm like, bro, what the fuck? The reason why Rey is wearing Gucci because he made that money. You're trying to steal money out of Rey's pocket by him signing that autograph. I thought it was disrespectful too that Rey also was unmasked. A lot of people still don't like. I know people are gonna say you can Google it, Chase. Dude, there's so many people I know that do not know Rey Mysterio has been unmasked in WCW, and I don't ruin that for them. I don't say go Google Rey Mysterio. Like he was unmasked.
Oscar Gutierrez.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't know what Rey Mysterio looks like, and these fuckers. And even at the end of the video, some guy was like, "Who was that?" Well, good. I'm glad you guys don't know what one of the greatest of all time look like. I'm glad you guys don't know what Rey Mysterio looks like. But I thought that was fucked up, man. I was just like,
disrespectful, yo.
Yeah, that pissed me
off.
Fuck
fans that go to the hotel. If you go to a hotel and do that bullshit, fuck you. You are a low life sack of shit who does.
Did you guys
a fucking dickhead?
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that clip that was going around a day ago with Shannon Sharp buying a puppy at the airport, and the dude's just doing that, and then Shannon catches it. He was like, "Dude, really?" He was like, "Yeah." He said, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Because I want to." He was like, "Really, dude?"
He was like, "No." Shannon goes, "Why?" And he goes, "Why not?" And then Shannon's like, "Yeah, right. That's true." That was funny. I will say that guy didn't bother Shannon. He didn't say shit. He was just recording him. I don't have an issue with that. It's a little weird. I don't care.
No, I think it's weird. Because I wouldn't.
I think it's a little weird, but you're in public. Like, if you're a public figure and you're in public, I would just kind of expect it.
It was funny with LeBron. Yeah, he talked about this too. When LeBron was all like, "I wish I could go to Target and Starbucks like a normal person." I was like, "What?" Yeah, that's the life of a celebrity. I was at an ROH show in Edison, New Jersey years ago. And after the show, outside the building, ROH was doing a segment with Sweet and Sour Inc., beating up Brett Albright, and some fan called the cops and they showed up.
I know that building in Edison too.
There's somebody who says MJF needs to go to WWE. AEW he's the fucking world champion. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's gonna take the belt to the Fed. Come on, Kaden. Don't you know the story? The bidding war of 2024.
Until 2030.
Like Ric Flair 91, man.
Yeah.
The real world champion.
With a tear in his eye, he's going to win the WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania Philadelphia.
Years after Roman retired.
Cody going to have the belt, and then all of a sudden the lights are going to go out, and we'll hear "I'm better than you, and you know it." Pew, 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 pew. And MJF will come up. He'll have the AEW title. He'll cut his promo. He'll be like, Cody, roller coaster. How's it going, bud? Looks like you made your dream, but I have the belt that you can't have. I have Triple B. And then we'll find out that Tony Khan and Triple H are actually friends, and it'll be great. You know, who cares where MJF goes? But
you think that'll ever happen, Chase?
I think it is.
And then that happens at what? Okay, so we're gonna have that happen at WrestleMania, and then the night
Philadelphia.
The night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw, they announced that WWE has been sold to the Khans. And they're gonna it's Nick Khan, right? It's Nick Khan, and then Nick Khan's gonna be in the middle of the ring and say, "I bought WWE."
No, Nick Khan doesn't do TV. No, Nick Khan doesn't do TV. No, stop. Nick, this is my show. My show, damn it! I'm trying to tell you, Nick Khan does not do TV.
I don't care. He's gonna go out there and say, "I bought WWE.
He doesn't have the money for it.
I'm going to run the company now." And then Tony's gonna show up on the big screen and he goes, "The contract says Khan, but it doesn't say Nick."
Yeah, and then AEW will disappear. It'll fade away like dust.
Khan, but it says Tony instead.
That's what will happen. It'll fade away into dust. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm telling you guys, this is gonna happen. You guys are crazy. Just because you're champion doesn't mean you're being booked right, Caden. Oh, MJF just has the same booking.
Question: is MJF being booked right? Because I think this story with Danielson's really good.
No, it's the same boring MJF feud. He cuts the promo. He goes, "Oh, you got to go through my labors. You got to go through my labors." Insert shitty nickname here, and then that's it. Like that's it. All his feuds. He's a good wrestler. I'm not saying he's bad. It's just his feuds are all the same. It's just.
But the question is, do you think he's being booked right?
No, he's not really.
Steve,
his promos are good, but then people get upset about his promos. You know. But the problem is as well that it's just the same old shit. Same type of program. The same thing that happened with Cody, right? With Jericho, right?
Cody, Jericho, Wardlow, same shit, dude.
Exactly. I like the guy. I think if AEW is smart, they'll throw the bag at him by the end.
They already did.
No, but throw more by the time we're in 2024.
I think he's signed. I think he's re-signed.
I don't know. I remember Tony said in that voicemail. Remember, Chase? Mike? That voicemail? You don't have to sign an extension.
Yeah. The voicemail is fact.
I'm going based off kayfabe. I'm not going based off what we believe to be real. I'm going based off what we know.
We all heard Tony say it.
Is the bidding war of 2024 is coming.
And we heard Tony say. We heard his voice. His voice was right there. He said it.
Dude, if Care Bear becomes the AEW World Champion, I would actually be proud of AEW because they finally booked a heavyweight to be a world champion. I'll be like, wow, bravo! You finally booked the heavyweight to be your world champion. I can't. Novel concept. Have a fucking monster that is so different than your fucking roster be a world champion. Finally, I would be so proud of them because.
Chase, what about this guy right here? What about him?
Oh, if it was dude. I don't know why AEW fans were pissed when it was Goldberg. I was going to be happy if Goldberg came to AEW. I think he should have been All Elite a long time ago. Goldberg is great.
I think a bunch of fans would leave if Goldberg became champion.
And they can leave, and then all the real lapsed wrestling fans will be back. I'll be back. I'll be all like, fuck yeah, dude.
Goldberg versus Wardlow, double or nothing, baby.
Oh. And if Wardlow was booked correctly too. Oh, could you just imagine the spot where Wardlow just hits Goldberg with a Hurricanrana? Oh, shit.
And Goldberg no-sells it like...
Yeah, Goldberg no-sells and just runs him into a spear.
He'd be like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so...
Mike, do you think MJF is being booked correctly? It's like I'm the only one so far.
I mean, it's half and half. Like, his promos are real good. And I think there's other ways. Like if he would wrestle just a little bit more on television, it'd be great. But I understand why. But I think it's half and half.
I wasn't liking the story. I think when it turned around was because I didn't like the LA promo. I think it was the week after. I think like it was right after when he beat Bandito. and we finally saw the devil come back out, that's when I started liking where they were going with MJF again.
See, I just feel like he has the world title, but if you told me he was your world champion, I'd have been like, oh, really? No way. I wouldn't know unless I see the belt. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like his booking's back. He doesn't feel different being a world champion than he is now, like than he was before. You know, his run is kind of similar. It's just a similar type run.
Or they kind of dropped the ball too. Or they kind of dropped the ball also. Remember when MJF was at UFC? What was it, 282? I think it was.
Yeah, with Patty the Batty.
And they didn't follow up with that in some capacity. Like, oh, MJF was at UFC. Nothing. You would think nothing at all, man.
I think Dana wanted that thing. I don't think Dana wanted any parts.
Yeah,
of that.
Dana was like, who the fuck is this guy? Maxwell, get the fuck on out of here, Tony.
I think a big fault too that a lot of people aren't going to bring up is MJF got exposed in that Ricky Starks promo, and that was like 2 weeks into his run, or I think it was like 2 or 3 Dynamites into his run, and I think that really hurt him for a month or so because he just called out everything that he does and killed him in that promo, and a lot of people were kind of like, maybe Ricky should be the champion right now, and I just think because I hated the Regal stuff. Leading in, I liked the stuff. I didn't love it. The last 2 or 3 weeks leading into Full Gear, I didn't love. I think it was more about the way he won the title was my issue.
This is where Regal would have been perfect if he would have just stayed with AEW and stuff,
Tony
and then been with MJF, because then MJF wouldn't have to always do the talking. Regal could have talked for MJF. And it would have been a different voice and different style
something
promo.
Different every week instead of the same.
Yeah.
Because my issue with MJF.
That's why Paul Heyman works with Roman Reigns so well. Because Roman gets to cut his promos, and it's the opposite. Everyone's like, oh, perfect. Now Roman doesn't have to cut promos. Paul Heyman can do it. No, Heyman doesn't cut promos. It's literally Roman cutting his promos. And then when Heyman does cut a promo, you're like, oh man, I forgot how fucking good Paul Heyman is and stuff like that. That's why it works, because Roman's good. But then when you just need a different voice and you need to cover for the fact Roman's not going to be there, you have Paul Heyman. And that's where Regal could have been good for MJF, where it's like, we're not hearing the same MJF low-hanging fruit type promo. And don't get me wrong, he does great. He cuts great. He has great dialect. He does well. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying it's just when you hear it all the time where it's like, hey, stinky doo-doo face D-Bry, I'm here to tell you that I'm better than you, and I'm going to win, and you're not going to beat me, and I'm going to tell you why. And then he changes his voice. It's like, okay, we get it. You're good on the mic. What else do you have? But if you had Regal calculate, and then honestly, the Daniel Bryan feud would be much better. Imagine if William Regal, he's stinking down to MJF's level. He's saying, Brian, you have to go through these matches if you want to face Maxwell Jacob Friedman at Revolution. And then Brian's like, are you really sinking to his level? Are you really becoming like him? Did he tell you this? And then Regal goes, no, I'm the one who decided to do this. I'm protecting the future. I'm protecting the real world champion. Everyone will be like, oh my God, this is great. But no, Tony
So
Khan,
I think that could work. I'll say I don't know why the fuck they're not bringing up Regal. Because this feud started because of Regal, right? It started when MJF laid out Regal and Brian came to help. And then he was off TV for 2 weeks and then returned at Winter is Coming. And he came after MJF to avenge William Regal. And they haven't brought it up. And then they brought it up that first week and they haven't mentioned it again. And I don't know why.
Maybe they're pulling a WWE. It doesn't exist anymore.
I guess that's why.
Yeah.
And I think it's fucking stupid. You have your story. You have the reason why this story started was because Danielson wanted to avenge Regal. Why are you not mentioning that at all in the build to the match? I really, really don't get that.
Well, yeah. Dolores asked a good question. What can AEW do to consistently stay close to 1 million viewers a week? And Dolores, I'm going to keep this simple in my opinion. I feel that sometimes AEW, when they promote their weeklies, it's like they're promoting a pay-per-view, and it's like pay-per-views are so subjective of what you want to watch and not want to watch and stuff. I really feel AEW needs to get back to the formula like they were earlier, where it did feel like an episodic television show. Because nowadays, I don't feel AEW is as episodic. I feel like you can miss some episodes of AEW, and besides, oh, you missed this great match. What else did you miss? You didn't really miss any story development or promo development. yeah, maybe like, oh well, Daniel Bryan, like you a lot of the stories for AEW too, very predictable because you know they have to get to one of the 4 or 5 pay-per-views they have a year. So you're like, oh, Bryan Danielson, no way he's not making the world title match at Revolution or something like that. Like the only thing AEW does that shocks people from time to time is, oh, the TNT title, that All Atlantic title, they'll change hands. They'll change hands on television, and everyone's like, oh, that was crazy. That guy won. But the thing is, episodically, from a TV show perspective, like the Samoa Joe and Darby Allin feud, I could not tell you really what happened in that feud. I know they had great matches, but from a feud perspective, they didn't follow it up consistently on Dynamite for me to get invested to. Your investment in me watching it is, oh, Samoa Joe and Darby Allin are going to go out there and have a good match. Great. I know they can do that, but I can watch that at any time. I don't need to watch it that Wednesday night. That's the thing where AEW is at for a lot of people like me on the casual level of it, where it's like, hey, I can just watch it on DVR. I don't need to watch it right now. There's not something where it's epic. Like earlier Dynamites were episodic. They had certain themes that they were building up. Now AEW has just fallen into this formula of we give you these PPV worthy cards, and just like a pay-per-view, you decide if you want to order it now or later. And then you can watch it, you can take your match suggestions, that's it.
Chase, I have one word, or I guess it's technically 3 words that combine into 2.
Oh, yeah, CM Punk, yeah.
3 seconds. I got 3 seconds. We can put 7 seconds in, and that's all we can do.
Careful.
I got 3. Don't worry, Steve. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's CM Punk. CM Punk is 100% what they need right now. I think, like, let me pull up. I have the quarters from this week because they were really, really interesting. They're usually interesting. I'm a big fan of quarter hour breakdowns. So the quarters started off strong, already actually starting off fairly low. Usually they can do around 1.1, 1.2 million at the start, and then it dips over time, and that's what kind of ends up with your 950s to 1 million averages. But it started off pretty low already at like just above 1 million. It was like, I think it was 1.05, give or take, with the Kesha and MJF. And then it kind of just dipped throughout. It did a bump up at the 9 p.m., which it always does with Danielson and Roosh, and then big steep drop off to 8, or a fairly big drop off to 8:48 during 9:15 to 9:30, which was Danielson MJF post match angle and Practical Joker's backstage angle, and the Elite versus AR Fox and Top Flight. Another huge drop during the end of AR Fox and Top Flight versus the Elite. And then actually, technically, a very, 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 very small bump for the Guns. A very, very small bump, but not much. So I don't consider the Guns to be a draw. It stayed up almost the exact same.
Oh, man.
I think it was 779 versus 780. So 1,000 more people watched.
Yeah, they were like, finally, the Young Bucks are off TV. Let's go watch the show.
And I think when you're doing Nielsen ratings, that's actually maybe like 5 people. When it's because it's 1,000, but it's all relative, right? So I think it's actually around 5 to 10 people who actually tuned in for the Guns versus who tuned in for the previous one. And I think the previous one also did have an ad break, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. That big drop also did have an ad break, and that usually leads to your big drops. So when you look at this, that steep drop off during AR Fox and Top Flight versus the Elite, that's bad. Fans, this is consistent, and I couldn't there were some people who brought it up during the 7 match series with Death Triangle, but I didn't agree with it then because they were using match when they were in the main event, and consistently the main event is almost always the lowest rated segment of the show. There's like 2 or 3 examples of it being higher than others, being like significantly higher than other segments from the last, I think it was like last 12 months. I found like 4 examples. So I don't agree with, I think that was in bad faith. This is a very good example of the Elite not pulling numbers. They like 848 and 779 for their 2 segments is very, very bad. And I don't know if it's perception, if fans are turning on them and starting to go to Punk. I don't know if fans just really, I guess we lost signal for the fucking GCW show. Awesome.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh, Brett Lauder. What will Brett do? Find out next week and find out.
I don't know if it's perception Punk thing, and people. And there's a lot of Punk fans who are just kind of like, I don't care about the Elite. I don't know if people just don't care about the trios division. If people just didn't care about this specific match.
You're hitting all the nails on the head. They don't care about the trios. They don't care about the Elite. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Who the fuck is AR Fox? I don't know who this guy is. And
Top Flight, they haven't built up AR Fox.
I only know. I know who D Martin is. Darius isn't this the guy that was injured? Like, I'm sorry.
They did. I will say they did build.
This is like, okay, an enhancement match, except it's not really an enhancement match because AR Fox and the Martin brothers are going to be on the same level as Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Like Kenny Omega is struggling to beat Dante Martin. This is not fucking Okada. This is Dante fucking Martin. Like, what are we doing here?
Chase, I disagree with saying it was an enhancement match because Top Flight beat the Young Bucks a few weeks ago.
Oh my, yeah.
So they have put this match. They have, but I'm saying I know your perception is different, but they have actually put Top Flight and AR Fox on it. At least Top Flight, because remember they also had them beat Claudio.
Where was the 60-minute classic for Kenny Omega and AR Fox? Did I miss that?
What?
Did I miss the 60-minute classic that Kenny Omega?
They have not. I'm saying they have not built AR Fox. They have not built up AR. And Chase, your Wi-Fi is going.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's fine though. It's fine. We let it roll here. We let it roll.
They have not built up AR Fox. That part is true. Top Flight they have built up over the last few months. They had them beat the Kingdom at Final Battle. They had them win the Trios Battle Royal on December 23rd. It was taped on December 21st, but December 23rd. And they had them beat the Young Bucks on January 18th in Fresno. So they have put over Top Flight at least a decent amount during the last few months. Like they've actually put them over and made them a big deal. AR Fox is a different story, but I don't think you can say like that they're not on the same level of the Elite when they did beat the Bucks. You're just adding in Kenny, but Kenny can't wrestle a whole trios match. It's a trios match. There's 6 men involved. And yeah, Dante Martin had a good match with Hangman. And I don't remember when he had the match with Moxley, but he did have a beat Hangman. And that was March 6th, 7th, 8th, March 9th
of last year.
2022.
Big Mike, how can AEW?
How can AEW what?
Yeah, he's
get a million.
How can AEW get 1 million consistently?
It's a culmination of things. It can be CM Punk, obviously, because that's when they were hitting 1 million consistently, sort of. And also better storytelling, give good promo work to the people that's needed. Shoot, we might be getting that promo work for the women soon if that stuff with the bunny keeps happening to the women's division.
Will you stop, Mike?
That over is gonna hit.
Over's gonna hit.
Yeah,
that over's gonna hit.
But
Jesus, man.
But yeah, it's just a culmination of things, man. It's just they need to figure out that, and you would think by now they would have that balance of, okay, we can get good story work, like I like the stuff what they did with the Powerhouse Hobbs, with the Book of Hobbs. I would like to see it being mixed in. Shit. Yeah, they dropped it, but it's like that type of stuff I like, and then if you can mix it in on screen and in vignettes, it'll be good.
I'm gonna do something real quickly while y'all talk for a few minutes. I'm gonna go
Oh shit, he brought the notebook out. Oh my god, he brought the notebook. Here we go.
I'm gonna go through the stories they've told since Full Gear and see how consistent they've been. I'm interested in this. And then I want to compare it to, I'm going to go find, because I know they're down year over year. So then I'm going to go back to this exact same time last year from Full Gear to Revolution, because I think there's a little bit of revisionist history from what happened from Full Gear to Revolution last year. The only difference is that last year that was the CM Punk and MJF feud. And I just don't think AEW has found that feud for them, because there's just they don't have any really hot feuds. Like even Danielson MJF is their best feud, and it's not that good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these AEW feuds, they just don't have good finishes. That's just it. Like I don't know what we expecting here. I mean, it's
stop dragging,
and it's also a combination of things. And it's also a combination of things of like pausing feuds and then going around doing sub feuds that people don't care about, and then coming back to a feud that really nobody cares about, like with Samoa Joe and Wardlow and all that type of stuff. So it's like they're just putting on a lot of television that a lot of people really don't want to see, other than like some good matches.
Also, more importantly, make it make sense.
Fucking guns.
Make it make sense. Just make it make sense. That's all.
I don't even think the guns winning makes storyline wise. The guns winning makes sense. Doesn't mean it's good. I don't think it's like making it make sense is part of it, but I think that's more WWE. WWE, we've been saying for years, make their stories make sense. AEW doesn't have that issue. I think most stories, at least in AEW, I think that they logically do make sense. 100%. I think logically, I'm not saying all of them. I think majority.
MJF was in a faction, and then he made his own faction to face the faction. And then the whole reason why he was with the faction is because he said, I needed to win the world title. I have to have a faction. And then he dumped the faction.
Chase, that's actually not how it worked. He knew that the faction was going to turn on him, so he got his own.
No, he said he
dude, I was fucking there for the turn. I saw this happen with my own eyes. I was there when he did that. The story was that he had.
I was just saying he had the inner circle. The
inner circle was going to vote him out. That was the segment. Was the inner circle voted him out? And then he said, I knew y'all were going to do this, so I've been working up something on my own. And then he brought out the Pinnacle. That's what the story was.
The Pinnacle didn't even help him win the world title. And the Pinnacle never helped him win the world title.
And that's true. The Pinnacle, they fucked up the Pinnacle. But I'm saying logically, he knew that they were going to turn on him. So
and also logically, he said he needed a faction to become world champion, and he did not have a faction to become world champion.
Yeah, I mean, no, he technically had the Firm. But
did the Firm help him in the match? Last I checked, Rico helped him in the match.
That actually was the point. Was that the original plan was the Firm was going to help him? But then
that's the original plan.
Not even a thing now.
The Firm's a thing.
But why are we doing?
Still a thing.
The Firm had a match last week.
I could literally say the original plan for Retribution was for Roman Reigns to be the leader of the faction. Doesn't change anything.
But the plan was he was going to win that. He was going to beat Punk with the Firm, but then they had to change up everything because Punk was
Rampage needs better build up too, because that's literally every Rampage match. You know what? I want to fight you on Friday. All right, let's do it. Like, there's no stakes in any of these Rampage matches. It's just two dudes that just want to fight.
Well, I would say, like, for Rampage, I don't necessarily, I think build up for Dynamite, Rampage should be your fillers. I've said, like, I think Rampage should be your filler. You're already, look, here's the thing. Rampage is already going to lose. You're not going to win on Rampage. So just make Rampage your filler matches to build up to Dynamite.
No, that's like saying like Raw's your main thing, but SmackDown's your filler matches. That's not.
Yeah, that sounds very 2011 WWE to me, where they were just like, SmackDown is safe.
Rampage is like Superstars or Thunder. Rampage is like WCW Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Thunder
like NXT level up. That's kind of what the level of this show is.
What level up is Dark Elevation? Rampage is supposed to be
when
Rampage is supposed to be the extra hour of Dynamite
viewers on Fox. Then tell me that it's similar to SmackDown. in any way, shape, or form. I think we lost Chase again.
It's fine, bro. We let it roll here. We let it roll.
Okay, let's find. Okay, I found Newark. Perfect.
That's the one town you'll never see Kane Lee in.
Yeah, until they have a pay-per-view there again, because I'll go back.
Yeah, okay, but he won't go to Detroit for SummerSlam.
I don't want to go to SummerSlam.
You rather watch a steel cage match on Raw?
You should.
I did not go to Raw.
AEW booking is confusing by Weston. Yeah.
I do think so. I think right now, especially, it's just kind of like in a state of flux where I'm like, I don't know where you're going. Or like, I do know, I kind of know where they're going, like with Max and Danielson. I know where that feud's ending, right? I don't even know what the fuck they're going to do with the woman. I think they're going to do Toni Storm versus Saraya at Revolution. Jamie Hayter versus Saraya at Revolution. I assume that's the match, although they haven't built up anything with Jamie Hayter recently. Don't know what the fuck's going on there because she's hella over. What the fuck's happening?
That's what Tony does. He gets someone hella over, and then he just goes, "Oh, they'll stay over." And then
he fucked over Ricky. Ricky was the most over person in the company in December. And what does he do? Throw him into a fucking feud with Jericho.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And when you ask him about it, he'll be like, "Good question. I just can't answer that right now."
Yeah.
But Chase,
what he'll do is he'll be like, well, you know, if you go back to our time at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, we had Chris Jericho was a big part, and Ricky Starks came into the company to face Cody Rhodes for the TNT Championship.
It sounds like McFoley there, man. It sounds like Mankind from
Yeah,
'86.
it's like Mankind crying in the boiler room. And then they asked you, "What did you want for your birthday?" And I said, "I just wanted a fucking sock." And then he's like crying and shit. John asked Stephen and Chase, "What do you coaches?" I love it. It's the Ultimate Fighter. Internet went out again. It's the perfect season of the Ultimate Fighter for Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. Both guys are going to work well with each other.
I think it's going to be fucking awesome. I think, to be fair with you, the Ultimate Fighter over the years have been hit and miss in recent years. I think this is like chef's kiss to the Ultimate Fighter. I would say since Brock and was it Brock and freaking JDS? If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be big. And then the fight happening. We don't know when, but you know it's happening. We don't even know if it's at 170 or 155, but it's gonna be a fucking banger.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for it too. I haven't watched Ultimate Fighter in a long time.
Steve.
What happened? You're chopping off, Chase.
Yeah, Chase, you want to restart your cam?
What happened?
Why y'all keep asking him what happened?
Because he's choppy right now.
Yeah, but you're acting like it's just gonna not be choppy if he repeats it.
Well.
Romeo writes here, that impression got me wondering if Mankind was on coke too.
Possibly. No, he doesn't seem like a cokehead. He was probably on Candy Cane dust.
Probably. More than likely, yeah.
Yeah, he has a minty nose.
Very minty nose. Very.
I want to talk NBA too whenever Chase cameras get back.
Sure, no problem.
Because this trade stuff is interesting.
I think Chase, you back, Chase?
I am.
I also just saw the video of Rey Mysterio. Those dudes was at the airport with them Funkos. They had them all propped up like some science project.
I just got to AEW in Garland, guys. I'm about 4 weeks in. And so far, I've already found like 3 stories that they either dropped or started to build, didn't build it, and then finished the story?
Not even that, but
Okay, Chase, you looking clear? Spoke too soon.
Oh my God, Tanahashi lost his 3 tooth, his 3 teeth. What the hell?
Did you guys see Kota Ibushi on Twitter?
I don't. No.
Yeah, him showing his ass.
Yeah, I wanted to put it in the group chat, but I was like, no. What is this dude on?
I thought about that too, and I was like, I'm gonna get flamed if I do this.
The fuck this motherfucker doing?
Yeah, it was like the talk. Like everybody was like,
was he like working out or something? Was he like working out or something?
It was something because under that, it was like 4 other people reacted to it like, this is what Kota Ibushi does on his off day.
Yes, man. I don't know, man. That was just listen, whatever he had to do to get by, bro. Go ahead, whatever, by all means, dude. You know, I'm not judging. You know, but the Lord's writes here. Everyone hated the Warriors trade, but a lot of people might be screwed by it.
Not me. I want my guy back. Bring Sadiq Bey back home.
Tanahashi
do the right thing and void that.
Tanahashi can team up with Mark Briscoe now, and Chase is back. All right, Chase, you're back.
Is he?
I hope it depends on my internet if it wants to fucking stay stable. No. My internet's just ass. No, my internet's just ass.
You're good. I mean, you're good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Nah, I think my internet's just horrible, like always. Is this one thing that just does this where the internet's just so bad? It's just so bad.
No, it's good right now.
Yeah, it's good right now. All right, I was gonna say the Ultimate Fighter season, Steven, you're forgetting about is the first Conor McGregor season where he's a snake in the grass. TJ Dillashaw. I don't know what the fuck basketball talk. We can talk a little stuff, but yeah, they shifted. Again, this thing.
Ooh! I just got to the start of Danielson MJF.
He's really taking notes right now. This guy.
I don't have show notes. I just have the cards, but because of the way my memory works, I can remember. I can remember feuds based on just the matches that are happening. Oh, I forgot they did Orange Cassidy versus fucking Kip Sabian. Forgot about this. That was like a month build into a shitty it was fine. I don't even know if I watched that match actually.
Let me see.
Ooh, yeah, Moxley and Hangman.
Kevin Durant to the Suns just made the NBA. Okay. Kevin Durant to the Suns just made the NBA Finals favorites. What you think about that? What you think about that, Big Mike?
Yeah, it has. I think honestly, it's gonna be a good like playoffs in the Western Conference because it's like not only is the records are tight, but once everybody gets seated right and then we get to the playoffs, man, it's just like every game is gonna be really good depending on matchups. But I do think the Suns may go to the finals against the Milwaukee Bucks and they do a rematch.
Say no more. Let's see here. Again, his internet is acting up right now, so I'm pretty sure Ronan goes. I'm pretty sure Chase is probably gonna watch it. More likely, he will. Are you guys gonna watch it too?
Another Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the most ridiculous part in the trailer to happen, and it happened right at the end, where they what did they do? They shot. It was 2 helicopters. They shot 2 like anchor hooks into his car, and lifted him off the ground, and all he did was hit the accelerator and brought both the helicopters down.
That was
oh my God, that was so freaking stupid, but good at the same time.
Yes. So I stopped after Furious 7. All right, guys. We're going to put a bow on this. Chase's internet's acting up right now, and it's one of the things. Listen, we've been here long enough already. It was fun, right, boys?
We've been here for like an hour.
Yeah,
exactly. But again, we made again. This was a fun episode. It was very fun.
It was good.
Good one. And again, guys, this is one of many shows. This is one of many shows that will be added to the Around the Point Network. There will be more shows added down the road. And again, if you are not yet subscribed to the Around the Point Network, what are you waiting for? Tell your friends. Tell somebody out there that you know. All right. Again, you get all these shows. You get Monday, you get Steve's Kitchen. You get Tuesday, the Raw Rundown. Wednesdays, you get Let's Talk NXT. Oh boy. Thursday, you get Sad, something about Dynamite, which is the Dynamite review. And then on Friday, you get the flagship show Around the Point. And now Saturdays, you get Chillin with Chase. All these shows that are happening here on the Around the Point Network. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, hit that bell notification, be notified when we go live here on the Around the Point Network. You can follow Chase on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. You can follow me on Twitter at Heel Steven. Almost said Big Mike's Twitter handle, but Big Mike, let them know where can they check you out, man.
You can follow me on Twitter at Detroit Gamer 313.
And Mr. Caden Lee.
You can find me on Twitter at Caden _FTW. This week, guys, I will be back in the Texas studio, so I get to have good lighting again.
Texas studio.
Yeah, I'll be back in the Texas studio.
What the hell? Well,
in Texas. I'm gonna go to Dynamite on Wednesday.
Sure, of course. Good for a show. Even
4-hour drive. 4-hour drive to Dynamite, but man, I need to do something fun this week, so that's my fun thing.
Okay.
Also, I gotta plug something. Check out Coastal Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
I gotta plug my shit. That's where I do. I was timekeeper last night for our
I'm
show.
ready to say, because if you promoted the word with the F, I'm like, hey,
what?
Nah. But go on.
What are you talking about, Steve?
Don't worry
I'm
about
promoting the promotion.
No, go ahead. Do it again.
I started doing some work for a promotion called Coastal Championship Wrestling, or CCW. So guys, go check out their shows. I'm not exactly sure what they're on because I haven't had time to really look at all that and find out where all this shit goes. And yeah, I'm still gonna go to Dynamite. Mark Briscoe wrestling Josh Woods. I know why they're doing a week show. By the way, they're doing a week card this week because they're not selling. They're selling really fucking terribly in Laredo. So they're just kind of throwing in the towel and they're just gonna kind of do a setup episode. So I mean, it's fine. I've noticed that the Dynamites that end up looking like they're going to have weak cards end up actually being some pretty solid episodes because they do really good storyline beats. So I'm excited. I think it'll be fine.
All right, guys. This has been a very good episode. Little hiccups, but you know what? We let the shit roll. We let things roll here on the Around the Point Network, guys. Thank you all for tuning in today. You guys have been awesome. As always, thank you all. For myself, for Chase, for Caden, for Big Mike, for the gang. This has been Chillin' with Chase here on the Around the Point Network. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.